Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. So today I wanted to talk about how to refab an old bow. So I don't know about you, but I like to recycle ribbon. And what I mean by that is if I have a bow on a wreath upstairs in my attic and the bow does not look as if it's faded or anything like that, I like to try to reuse that ribbon. So I thought I would show you how to iron your ribbon and retie it to fix your bow. So this is an old bow we had on a wreath that was in our back room, and I said, you know, let's give it a little bit of love and see if we can make it work for another project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart this bow. It looks like it was actually tied with several layers. Let's see. I'm going to take some wire snips and I'm just going to cut that wire, okay? So you can see we have layered several different varieties of ribbon here, and it has seen better days. So I'm just pulling the wire off, and I am going to take my bow apart. Now as I take the bow apart, you're going to see where it's wrinkled in several places where it was gathered when we tied it together. So I've heated my iron and I've laid a towel on my hard surface. And I thought what I would do is just take that ribbon, and I may flip it. This ribbon actually has, it has a print, and it's probably made with like the print of a t-shirt. So instead of ironing it on the print, my words won't come, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to lay the print on the towel. I'm going to take my iron and I am just going to run my hot iron right over that ribbon. Now what this is going to do is it is going to just iron out those wrinkles just like you have in a shirt, where this ribbon I can reuse it to tie a new bow. Now you can do this really with any ribbon. It is going to depend on if it has a plastic backing or not. If it has a plastic backing, kind of like a red velvet, I know in the years past we have taken red velvet ribbon, it's been a long time, and we've even ironed red velvet ribbon to make it, to refab it and make it to where we could tie another pretty bow. Now I realize that ribbon is not too terribly expensive and you could certainly purchase new ribbon. But isn't it fun to be able to reuse ribbon and make it work? So I just ironed out all the wrinkles. So I'm going to lay this piece to the side and I'm going to take my next variety. And I'm just going to iron it. Again, test it on your ribbon. Test your iron and the heat of your iron on your ribbon. Just make sure you don't have your iron too hot, because there are times, just like when you're ironing your clothes, you can get your iron too hot even for your ribbon. So test it and make sure that you don't melt that ribbon, because that would certainly be no fun. Now I know that there are a lot of crafters that have smaller little craft irons. Any kind of iron will work. I just brought my iron from home. But you can see this is really very easy to do. Have our plaid ironed. Let's do our polka dot. Now our polka dot does have a printed side, so I am going to lay the print down on my towel and iron the back side. It's kind of like your t-shirt. I always flip my t-shirts wrong side out so that I don't melt the print on my t-shirt. Start all this in so I can just pull. Now you could even add a little starch if you need to. Some ribbons may need a starch. Most of this is pretty stiff material that this ribbon is made out of. The nice thing too about ironing your ribbon is you do not have to tie the bow the exact same way it was tied before. Right, there is our red polka dot. We have one more variety, and it's the red, white, and blue stripe. We've actually got an extra tail. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking and straightening that ribbon out because it was all twisted from where I twisted the bow. Now this ribbon is a little bit of a different material, so I'm going to be kind of careful. Make sure I don't burn it. All right, so I have ironed all the varieties of my ribbon, okay? So I've ironed the stripes, the plaid, the polka dots, and the stars. And I'm going to go ahead and iron this tail. I'm not sure if I'll use it, but just in case. Okay, so I'm finished ironing. I'm going to unplug my iron and set it to the side because I certainly don't want to bump my arm on my iron because that would be no fun. Okay, so I am going to start out. Let's start out with the polka dots. Let's use the polka dots as our top bow. Now, when I make a bow and I'm going to use different varieties of ribbon, I am going to start with the bow that I want on top, or with the ribbon that I want on top. So I'm going to take this polka dotted ribbon. It's all white, it's all ironed, so it looks fresh and ready for me to just tie a pretty bow. I'm going to start with my polka dots, and they're going to face me. So the print faces me, and I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to catch that loop between my thumb and my forefinger. And I am going to twist that ribbon to make another loop. And I am going to pull that up and catch that again, that forefinger and that thumb. I'm going to come a little closer to you so you can see exactly what I'm doing because it's not so easy. So you can see I'm holding that ribbon between my thumb and my forefinger. Make a twist. The reason you're twisting is you're putting the print facing you. A loop, twist, a loop, twist, a loop. Now, I don't know that I'm going to need all this ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and make a cut with my scissors, and I'm going to save this strip of ribbon, and we'll use it for something. Okay, next we're going to come in with our plaid let's come in with our pretty plaid or our gingham check. It is a red, white, and blue because this bow is a patriotic bow. So what I've done is I'm still just holding this ribbon. It is not tied together with a wire. I'm just holding it. I'm going to take my next ribbon. I'm going to leave a tail. I'm going to make a loop, catch, twist, a loop, catch, twist, a loop, catch it, twist, a loop, catch, twist, and a loop. Okay, so now we have 2 layers of ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and cut that tail. Next, let's come in with our stars and stripes. It's not stripes, it's just stars. But we're going to do exactly the same thing. Leave a long tail, make a loop, twist, a loop, twist, a loop, twist, a loop, twist, and a loop. Leave that tail. So you can see I'm just layering all those ribbons. And then last, let's come in with our stripes. Red, white, and blue stripes. Leave you a long tail. Now you absolutely do not have to use this many ribbons, but I just thought it would be a fun idea to show you how easy it is to revamp a bow by using ribbons that you have used before. Alright, so there is our tied bow. Okay, I'm just holding them. It's not tied yet. I'm going to take a fresh wire. I can find one in my drawer. All right. I prefer 21 gauge wire, so that's 21 gauge, it's a half of a wire. I'm going to take it and I've just placed it right up under my thumb right there, and I'm going to bend it down. So I have 2 pieces there. I don't know if you can see them, but I've got both sides of that wire sticking up. I'm going to take my pointer finger and press it right up against that ribbon, and I'm going to twist. Now my bow is tied. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to fluff this bow. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to grab those loops. I'm still holding that wire underneath my thumb because I don't want to pull my bow apart. So I'm just still holding that wire, and I am just pulling these loops to fluff that bow. Now, this takes practice, guys, but the easiest way I have found to learn to tie a bow is by using wired ribbon, because wired ribbon is very forgiving and it's easy to manipulate and to twist and turn. So there is our pretty refabbed patriotic bow. And really all we did was we took it apart, gave it a good iron, and then tied the bow again. And this can be used again this year. How I always determine whether it's worth ironing or not is just see if it's faded. The sun, certainly here in Mississippi, shines down so brightly and it fades a lot of our ribbon. And so you'll find that you might be able to use it one more time next year, but sometimes it's too faded. This just happened to be perfect. I didn't have any issues with being able to reuse it. Guys, I hope this helps. I hope this is something that you might try with some of your old bows that you've got in the attic. Try this and see if you can make a brand new bow out of old ribbon. Guys, thank you for being here with me this afternoon. We will see you real soon.